Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'll be showing you the 11 books that I read in March. I thought this is my most successful month reading. I'm going to show you them in the order that I actually read them. So the first book is technically the second book, but I actually read it in the wrong order, which is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I think that's how you say it. I did start this in February. This was on my February TBR. However, I finished it I think on the 2nd of March, so it was like just after. But I did start it in February, but I sadly didn't finish it until March, which is a bit annoying. Wish I got it in the right month, but it's okay. I read it this month, that is fine. So I did actually rate this a 4-star. I did really enjoy it. However, I think it's definitely, I feel like I probably would have enjoyed it more as a kid. It's definitely based at kids, obviously. It's very easily as a kid's book. But it was really a good book. I did enjoy it. And yeah, it's my first time reading this book as well. I've never read it before. I've watched the films, never read them, so I can't wait to get into the series properly, but I did really enjoy myself. I feel like, I can't remember exactly what's in the movie and what's on here, but I feel like it's quite similar, as in aspects are similar. However, there's definitely going to be different things about the book compared to the movie. There's not going to be everything exactly the same, but from what I remember, it looked very similar. However, I could be completely mistaken, but I don't know. And there is slight differences, as in like the first scene when, well not the first scene, but I don't know how far into it was, when Harry, his brother and his parents were at the zoo. It was for his brother's birthday. His brother had his friend with him, but in the movie it was just, his friend wasn't there. It was the whole scene where the snake and stuff happened. But yeah, so there's definitely differences, but not much. I can't wait to get into the other books, I can't lie. I did really enjoy myself reading this. But my second book was also a 4-star, which is Next of King. It's a series by Hannah Bonham Young. I've read one of her books before and I think that was also a 5-star, which was Out on a Limb. I really enjoy her writing. I absolutely, like, whenever I'm in her books and stuff, it's just so enjoyable. And I can't wait to be able to finish this series. And also, I know she's got the Out of the Woods, is it called? That book. I want to get that one day as well and hopefully read that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I don't know what it's about. There's a lot of like found family and stuff, and maybe that's like, I just probably enjoy that. I don't know exactly, but her books are really good. The only thing in this book that I remembered that I didn't get is once they properly had moved in at the end, towards the end, his brother just kind of like got neglected in a way. Like they just kind of forgot about him. I don't know what happened exactly, but they just kind of like was just talking about her and her sister, and then his brother just kind of like just stopped getting mentioned, and that did confuse me a little bit. I don't know what happened there, but maybe just, I don't know why that happened. I did really enjoy the book though, and yeah, I highly recommend this author in general because her books are generally really good, and I will be going and reading more of them as soon as possible. Okay, the third book that I read, you can see, is a bit of a harder book. It is a paper hardback book cover, which I don't normally like reading, so I think I did read a lot of this on my Kindle. I'm not a massive fan of hardback covers, but I've got 2 of these books now in the series and they're both hardback, so I will be carrying on getting hardbacks for this series. But yeah, I think it's because when I bought the first one, the second book hadn't came out in paperback and I wanted to buy it at the same time, so I just didn't be able to. I wasn't able to, but now I kind of wish I'd just waited. Which is Lightlark. I genuinely really enjoyed this. It was so good. I didn't like get confused in any way with the different realms. So this book, I think, is really well written. There was a plot twist that I genuinely did not expect at all. I didn't see it coming in any way. I thought 2 things throughout the book. They was looking for the heart throughout the whole time. 2 of them were, I think it was the main female character, and then the king was looking, but then the king kind of then at one point went off and did it with someone else for a little bit. But I thought the heart was behind a certain door that the main character could not get into for so long. Like, I don't know what was behind that door, but I thought it was going to be that. It wasn't. They did find the heart somewhere else altogether. I didn't expect it, but that happened. But then the betrayal from one person, my god, I didn't expect it at all in any way, but it's kind of like makes sense. Looking back on it, it does make a bit of sense, to be fair. I don't want to give it away with what would make sense, but it would make sense if it happened. Like, if that happened, it does make sense. I really enjoyed the book, and I can't wait for the next book to read. Yeah, I can't wait to read the next book. The fourth book, my god, probably one of my favourite for this month's reading, which is Keeping of 13. This left me so heartbroken. I was so sad. I cried. I genuinely cried so much throughout this book. But I loved the book so much. It's one of my favourite books ever. I don't even know, these characters have something on me. Like, they just got me in a grip. I don't know. And I can't wait to read the rest of this series and see how it goes. Also, I kind of guess a sixth book coming out soon, and I can't wait to get my hands on that. And I also want her to just release all the other books, like, please. I need them all, like, right now. And this series is gonna hurt me once I've read that book and I have to actually wait for the next book, because it's quite sad. I need another Johnny and Shannon book, like, right now. I need it right now. I need to eat it up right now. I need another book, please. Thank you. Next book kind of fell over, but it is my next 4-star read, which is by Freida McFadden. It is The Locked Door. I did really enjoy this book. However, I feel like the main female character was a bit dumb in some aspects, and she made it easy for the police to figure it was her with some things that she did. And I feel like she trusted the wrong people a bit, and yeah, it was a good book, but I think the main female character was a bit dumb, and she needs personal development. She needs some development, because it wasn't great, but I really enjoyed myself in the book. I love a good little thriller, little plot twist. I can never ever see them coming. So on that aspect, it was really good. I don't know how I can never see them coming. Like, I've read a few of her books now, and not one time have I actually seen anything coming. So maybe I'm just not great with thrillers. I don't see it. Don't know how. I don't see it, but I don't see it. The next one is Everything's Just Falling Over. The next book is The American Roommate Experiment. I did really enjoy this book. I feel like I would have enjoyed it. I don't know, I feel like I had too much of a high expectation because it was so popular a few years ago, and it, like, pretty much nearly everyone on, like, social media and stuff had it, and I think it gave me too much of a high expectation, and it wasn't as good as that. So I did end up only rating it a 3-star. It was good. I would recommend it, but I don't feel like I liked it like loads. It was a good book though, and I don't know if I would have liked it more if I read the first book in the series. It's the second book. I did do a little research, and I could tell you can actually read them as standalones, so I did. But maybe I would have liked it more if I read the first book. I do not know. I don't think I'm gonna ever read the first book though, but I don't know. I did really enjoy it though. I still enjoyed myself when I'm reading this, and I would recommend the book. Also guys, I just realised I've actually started a lot of series off today, this month. So I've got started or read part of a series. So I started Harry Potter, I started Next of King, I started Lilac, I read the second in the Boys of Hammond series, and then I also read the second technically in the American Roommate Experiment, and then I've also started another series, which is the Fine Prince series. I really enjoyed this book. I did rate it a 4-star. The main reason I rated it a 4-star is because the main character, Rowan, I liked him as a character. However, I didn't really like how he was treating the main female character, which I think is her name, Sarah. I think that's how it's pronounced. He just kept lying to her, kept kind of like manipulating her. It was just a bit shady. I didn't really enjoy how he was treating her throughout some aspects of the book, and also how she just kind of forgave him so much so quickly, and I don't know why, but I did like their relationship. I did like the characters separately and together. It was just the main point of him just lying a few times that I didn't like. However, if you get over it, that is a really good book. I really enjoyed myself, and I would recommend the series. I can't wait to read the next book in the series, generally. Hopefully their brothers are a tiny bit nicer and don't just lie to people, but I don't know. because I'm pretty certain from what he said, his other brothers are worse than him, so I might not end up liking the evil ones, but hopefully that's not the case and I do enjoy them, because I did actually really enjoy this, even though it was not a massive fan of him at some points. But yeah, the book was really good. Next book is also a 4-star. I have a few 4 stars, if you haven't already told, because I don't know, I had a really great month this month. The next book is The Inmate by Frida. I really enjoyed this one. I feel like I probably enjoyed The Locked Door way more than this book, because I feel like the main female character can get manipulated really easily, and she just did throughout the whole book. Yeah, she just got manipulated throughout the whole book, and then she was like, I don't know, I don't get some part of this book. There's like something that got brought by one of the main male characters, but the person who he like sold it to him, he didn't recognise, even though he's seen her afterwards, which I don't get. Like, it just makes no sense how that point makes no sense. Like, it's obvious that people are trying to set people up and stuff, but they just didn't click on or clock on. Like, how do you not know who sold you something? You've literally seen them like the same day later on in the day. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I don't know, it was a bit odd. I didn't personally like how the main character handled a couple of things, but I think she just can get manipulated really easily, which is why that happened. But also, I don't get how the thing at the end with the child and his dad and stuff, I don't get how that happened. Because, like, I don't want to spoil it, but like, I don't know how it happened. If you've read this, you know what I'm on about. But it's just confusing. It's just very confusing how this happened. I do not know. I do not know. Which is book number 9, Safe and Six. I really enjoyed this. I did audiobook it, and I feel like I will one day do a reread where I actually read the book. But I did really enjoy the book. I did rate it a 5-star. I love these two characters. I can't even remember their names. I don't know how to say one of the names, but I know I love Joey. I love his partner, Eva. Is it Eva? I think that's how you say her name. I'm not sure. I could be completely butchering this, but I do really love this book and this series in general. I read this quite quick, but obviously it's because I audio booked it, which is why it was quite a quick read. But I feel like I don't feel like she can write a bad book, personally, in this series anyway. I really enjoyed myself. I really enjoyed the backstory and how things happened beforehand, because this was from when he was in 1st year to I think 6th year, but 6th year it kind of ended, I think it ended like January, no, December, sorry, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, the last day is like the 31st of December, so it ended, and then Binding 13 would have started a few days after this book. So it's kind of like behind the book, and I did really enjoy it, but I feel like I need to reread it to properly enjoy it. I feel like I probably missed some things in here. Yeah, I kind of want to go back into their story again, so I will be probably hopefully reading the next book very soon so that I can get back into this world. My 10th book is a bit of an odd one. I read this on my Kindle. I think I was on TikTok and on someone's live stream and they was reading it, and I don't know, the description that they mentioned, it sounded good and I wanted to read it, and it was like 60 pages, so I was like, yeah, you know what, let's just read it. I kind of wish I didn't read it. It was a bit weird. It was all over the place. It was weird. Definitely I don't think I even recommend this book. I'm just gonna put a picture of the book because it is an odd book, and yeah, I'm not even gonna say the name of it, but that is the picture of the book. I rated it a 2-star. That is all that's getting said on that book. I don't know, guys. So the 10th proper book and the actual 11th book that I read this month is The Housemaid's Secret, which is the 2nd book into the Housemaid series. I loved it. I did actually read this one. I have filmed this one as well. I didn't see, like, before I got into it, I had no idea what the book was even going to be about, really, because the first book there was obviously a plot twist in, and you kind of figured out like a bit about her, so I was like, is the 2nd book going to be like similar or like go off that or not? It kind of went off that slightly, but differently as well. And honestly, the whole ending bit was actually so good. I feel like so many people got manipulated and stuff. Millie thought she did something that she didn't do technically, but she thought she did because in her head she did do it. But then she was like, why am I getting framed for this sort of thing? And then when the pictures and stuff came up, she realised that she didn't even do it because she'd never seen the person before. But then afterwards it's like her brain, oh my god, I love Pri's brain. Like, how did she plan the next thing? But then, like, I thought it was someone else, and then it turns out it was someone else, but then it turns out it was the person I thought it was originally, kind of, in a way. I don't know how to explain it unless you've actually read it. Like, you'll understand it if you read it, but I don't want to ruin it in case you haven't read it. But oh my god, I really enjoyed this. I genuinely cannot wait to get the next book in this series. I don't know what the next book's going to be about, but if it's as well as these ones, I want it right now. So I did actually read this. Read it. I rated this a 5-star. Anyway guys, so that is the 11 books that I read this month. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and comment below, and I will see you guys next week for a brand new video. Bye guys. Just remembered that I actually read all 5 books that I picked for March, which was Lightlock, Next of King, The Vine Prince, Saving Sick and The Locked Door. So they were the 5 books that I picked for March TBR, and I actually read all 5 of them, which is so good. I think that's probably one of the first times that I actually read all books that I actually put on my TBR.